When you talk about faith, can be a powerful and sometimes an abstract subject that sometimes we cannot grasp it and apply to our life. And it's easy, I think, to talk about faith when everything's okay in our life or things. But when you tell me that your faith helped to overcome and lift you up, and that's what, you know, you lost your two brothers, people that you love at such a young age. We are not talking about, you know. Did you get angry at God? Did you have a moment that you're like, was all like, did you shake your faith? Or, you know, how this, because that's fascinating to me. It's like so many people would lost it and still feel angry or bitter, and you are such a faithful woman, you know, and I can see, like, you know, you have that confidence that I truly comes from a God's confidence more than self-confidence. And it's a different kind of confidence in a woman. And I think that's maybe a part of you that, you know, knowing you for the last years, I feel like maybe a lot of people in our community don't see that. Because, you know, you have the work and you're a journalist, but I was amazed by your faith in God and knowing what you went through. I remember going to the magazine that you gave an interview, Area Woman, and I was like, wow, you know, I could see in your eyes this calmness and peace, and that truly just, I think, this powerful faith in God can give you. But my question is, was always like this, or, you know, when everything, so, you know what I'm saying? It
was not always like this. And again, it develops over years. But I think when my first brother passed away, I was 12. And at that time, you were very young. But I also knew exactly what was going on. I wasn't naive to the situation. But it took years. It took a lot of time to really grasp it and finally deal with it. And then 5 years later, having another huge death of my other brother, but a much different kind of death. Suicide is a whole different beast, and there's a lot of questions of why and how could this possibly happen. But that's what we can't explain. And I think that's kind of where it started, is that I know that there are many things that are well past my understanding, and I'm not going to try to explain them. I'm going to try to control the things that I have control over, and have the humility to say, I can't control this. I'm going to step back and let it play out as it may, and hopefully God will lead that how it will. But that does not come overnight. You know, there are even times, I mean, in the last few weeks or few months, of course there have been times where my faith is a little bit shaken, but you have to go back to, and I go back to scripture, I go back to devotionals, those sorts of things. So you have to have some sort of foundation to go back to.
So when you say I go back to scripture, you know, that's truly like, do you just open up the Bible? You know, like if somebody's going through a tough moment right now, is watching you, it doesn't matter if you're a Christian, you know, maybe you're just like, I heard about the Bible, but so how I would do if using the scripture, how do you increase your faith? You know, because what they go, I went to, how does it work?
I guess personally what I do is I have a great devotional.
Because I want to write notes about you. She's stunning, beautiful, always like,
no.
I want to know. I want to know.
You're the one. You exude the exact same, so don't discount that. But no, I think what it is there are some wonderful scholars who have come before us. People like Charles Swindoll, Max Lucado. They put scripture into words that I never could understand. You know, I don't say that I go directly to the Bible. It's so hard sometimes because it seems so foreign, seems so Greek. But if you go to devotionals, little one-page devotionals that have a scripture with it, they can guide you even much more so
than the Bible. Do you have a book that helped to inspire you?
I think it's quite, I can't remember the name of it, which is awful, but the two authors that I will say are the best are Charles Swindoll and Max Lucado, in my mind. There's daily devotionals that they do. There's Quiet Moments in the Presence of God, I think, is one of them. But it's basically, they're little daily devotionals that are maybe 100 words, 200 words, 300, very, very short. But what it is faith that you can live with every single day, so you're walking with. It's not just you read it in the morning or the night and then you're done with it. It's taking it in and walking with it every single day, at work, with your when you're at home. I mean, especially at work, because at work is a place where you're with people more there than you are in any other time of your life. So it's being respectful. It's taking time for people, even in your busy schedule and your deadlines, but making sure to take that time out, because you don't know what kind of day someone's going through. You don't know how you can shape their day for the positive, and that could be a big game changer in their day, just by acknowledging them and just by saying, oh, I love that outfit, or love what you did last night when that story, it really hit home to me. I can't imagine how it touched the viewers. It's really reaching out to people. You can't live in a box. You can't live in your own little world.
Wow.
And you got to live with the people around
You're
you.
amazing. I feel like you should have I know that you have a TV show, but something you can talk like you are talking to me right now. You know, seriously.
Well,
my last question to you is, what message, your last message for a woman, a man that is watching us, like in the beginning, I have a goal, even a small goal or a big goal or a long-term goal, and I already learned from you that faith is a huge thing that helps you. It's like your fuel that helps you to continue. And, you know, knowing who you are is another thing that you share with us. And you got to have that strong sense, because criticism are going to come, and you got to know who you are. And yet, your last message for all of us, that we wake up in the morning and you want to achieve our goals. Stephanie gets a message.
I think if there's one or two things that I could say, it is you are the only person that is getting in the way of achieving your goals. You're the only person that's stopping you from achieving anything you possibly want to be. Whether it's being a mother and being the best mom you can be and the best wife, whether it is starting a nonprofit, whether it is going to college, whatever it is, you're the only person. There's going to be a lot of people that will come into your life that will tell you, you can't do this, or, oh gosh, you've got to go do 5 more years of school, or you have to, or you shouldn't go to school. There's going to be a lot of people. Listen, take it with a grain of salt, but also know that you're the only person that is going to make that decision at the end of the day. And hard work. That's it. Hard work. There's nothing that replaces that. There's nothing that will get you further in life than really just putting in those hours and being dedicated to your craft and being dedicated to whatever it is, because the people around you will see you putting in those hours and seeing that you're in the trenches with them, that you're in there, and it doesn't matter if it's a holiday, if it's late night, if it's early morning. If you're willing to put in that time and be kind of a servant leader and be a servant employee and know that you're there for the greater good of everyone, that's gonna do more for your work, for your life, than anything else will. But knowing that it's not going to come easy and overnight, but if you put in those long hours, put in that hard work, there's nothing that will stop you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yes,
amazing. Okay, see you next week.